She say action? Action. Welcome to the AlphaXperience, still sponsor free, but thankful for these warm, lazy Saturdays.
And thanks to my mom for setting us up.
We're back in the groove and we plan to stay here. Still a little bit over 100 degrees here in the valley though.
We should think about moving.
We should absolutely think about moving. That's a good idea. We're working on it.
He's Papahuate, I'm the boy, and this is the special PreSeason edition of AlphaXperience.
It is the PreSeason edition. What do you think is going to happen this season?
Too soon to tell. The joy is still out.
That is what I have heard.
You should get on with it. I want to do some coin research.
Yeah, man, that's a good plan. That's a good idea for a lazy Saturday. Plus, it's kind of warm out here.
Yeah. If you like the show, check out our highlights too.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have to get back to adding in the extras now that we've kind of recovered from our technical difficulties.
Yeah. Papahuate,
Yeah.
tell us what's coming up.
It's our best episode yet.
You say that every single time that we do an episode.
I know it because we haven't hit our peak yet, man.
What do you mean by peak?
I mean, we're going onward and upward every week. Getting better and better. Boom!
Sometimes it seems like we're going up and down.
Well, you know, the way quality works is it goes up and then it kind of dives down and goes back up and it dives down and goes back up. It's kind of like the stock market.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not like it's predicated on faith. It's like we are getting better at this. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if those guys are getting better over there. Look like they're killing each other. All right, we're going to talk about some new things and the return of a few old things. School is in full swing now, and you got a new piano teacher. We've had a few customer service issues this week.
Yeah.
We've added some iron to our days and nights. I've been hearing the sounds of an all-time favorite game coming from the other side of the house. You've been doing some reading with Mem Mom, and we're looking forward to a new fantasy football season and a major Duolingo milestone later this week, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, we'll take questions from our fan base. How many subscribers we got now?
It's been the same for like a month now. 11.
11. I mean, clearly the algorithm is holding us back, right? There's no doubt.
Yeah. You know that people want this.
Yeah, you know people want our content, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for now, maybe we should focus on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you know what it is?
It's time for Fact of the Week.
Facts. They may not sound real, but they are. Or at least we think they are. And you know how smart we are.
We're so smart that we know that 7 plus 8 equals 27.
That is right. Creative math. That's what we're doing here. Creative math. Just like the Fed, just like budgeting. Yeah, just like the customer service people want to tell us how much money we're going to save by doing this or that, right? All right, you ready for it? You ready for the big time fact of the week?
Yeah. Selected
randomly by Mem Mom and you. It's going to be a nod to our discussion a little bit later in this episode about books. We've got a little bit of an uplifting fact, I hope. So a lot of people really bag on fast food, right? They talk about how horrible it is, and we don't have it very often, but it is nice to have once in a while, right? Fast food. Yep. I mean, you can eat a couple of double cheeseburgers like nobody's business. Foomp, they're gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No fries for you, though, because you don't drink enough water.
I know.
Yeah. You know, if you drank more water, I'd order fries for you. But
okay.
You're getting dehydrated as it is, right? All right. So here's the fact of the week. There are more libraries in the United States than McDonald's. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I think I've heard of that fact before.
Have you?
Yeah.
How many McDonald's do you think there are in the United States?
What, like 33,000?
That's a lot, just for the U.S. How many are in just the United States?
28,000?
Well, there's 50 states, right? Plus D.C. We'll throw that in there, too, for good measure. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There are 13,000 McDonald's in the United States.
Oh, that ain't a lot.
No. There are 40,000 worldwide.
That's a lot,
though, right? I mean, either way, that's a lot of business, right? How many libraries do you think there are? Not including like private collections, like we've got a library and stuff, but like how many libraries are there out there where you can check books out?
20,000.
That's not bad. How many universities and schools do you think are out there? They all have libraries in them, or most of them do.
In the United States,
Yeah.
645.
So there are about 9,000 public libraries. Like, when you think about like a city library or something, like you want to go over to the one in your town or what have you. And there are about 110,000 school libraries in the United States where you can check a book out. So about 119,000 total libraries where you can check a book out. Sometimes
Wow.
you got to be a student though, but right? I think that's pretty cool. There are McDonald's in all 50 states, but only in 49 of the 50 capitals. Which one do you think's missing? Who doesn't have a McDonald's?
Hawaii.
That'd be a good guess, like if it had Honolulu or something. But no, think of a small state though.
Oh, Rhode Island?
In that area, it's Montpelier. If you lived in Montpelier, Vermont,
Vermont, I got it.
yep, you'd have to drive about 3/5 of a mile to get to the closest McDonald's. But there isn't one in Montpelier proper. What do you think the biggest library is based on the size of the collection?
I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
We've been there.
We have
Library of Congress.
Library of Congress. It is.
It
Ding,
has
ding,
like
ding.
every document in there, right?
Yeah, so things that they have available to view or to check out, there's 34.5 million items in their collection. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
A lot of them you can't check out, though.
Aren't they like special documents, like
There are.
federal documents?
And you can apply to get a library card to check stuff out from there. I have one. How about the largest public library? Like ones you think about like in a city or town. Which one do you think's got the most to check out?
In the United States?
In the United States. What city's got the biggest what city's got the biggest collection?
I would think it's somewhere in California or DC, New York.
New York Public Library.
Yeah.
The New York Public Library's got about 25 million items to check out. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
Mhm.
So there are more libraries in the United States than there are McDonald's by a long way, right? About 13,000 McDonald's, about 119,000 libraries. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We like both though, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's been the
Fact of the week.
fact of the week. All right, should we get on talking about what's been going on the past week?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So, school is in full swing. How's that going?
So.
All right, let's move on from school and we'll talk a little bit about what else you got going on.
Piano?
Piano?
Yeah.
Yeah? Same old, same old?
No.
No? What you doing different now?
I haven't a piano teacher.
Oh, you got a new piano teacher?
Yeah.
How's this one working out?
Better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to a house anymore, right? You're going to a, what do you call it?
A building.
A building, a studio?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's
How-
more fun.
Is more fun?
Yeah.
She knows more about things like Minecraft and Star Wars and stuff, huh?
Yeah. And it's not just like play this piece, and it's like, this feels more fun.
Yeah, you just talk about stuff. And you played some jazzy stuff last time we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of nice sounding. You like doing that? You like changing it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. All right. What else happened this week? We had a couple of customer service issues that didn't seem like they needed to be issues, right?
Yeah. Camelback, Toyota, and Straighttalk.
Yeah. Yeah, Camelback Toyota. We got what do you call those things? We got a flyer in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
to
was
go get an oil change.
like
And-
$18.
Yeah, it was time for our oil change too. We were actually thinking about getting an oil change because it was that time, and we got a coupon in the mail, and then we went there and we made a reservation, showed up, and then yeah, they were a little not coordinated very well, I guess. They were a little what's the word I'm looking for? Not sloppy. What's that word?
Like,
Disorganized.
yeah, disorganized.
A little disorganized. Guy didn't realize that he had my keys in his pocket, and he came asking for the keys to the car and stuff. And then they send you the bill. Like, the coupon told us what the price of the oil change was, and then I get a text message, and it's like $8 more than that. And then when I went to pay, they wanted to add another $8 on top of that. And then the guy, like, wanted to explain the math to me. So he tried to tell me how the math calculates everything out, and all I said was, you know, he wanted to talk about all the other things they did for me, all of which were on the flyer that they're supposed to do for free, and he wanted to charge for this and this and this and everything else. I'm like, I don't understand. This coupon says come and get these things done, and so we did, and then he got all pissed off at me because I did want to pay the extra $16, but I just wanted to pay what it said on the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he understands that $16 doesn't mean a whole lot to me. You know? It's more the integrity of the situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then Straighttalk. You spend a long time trying to figure stuff out, and they will, like, no.
Yeah, all we wanted to do is combine our two lines to make a family plan, right?
Yeah.
And the first person we got could not figure out what was going on. And we were on the phone with him for like an hour, and I was like, I just need you to escalate my call. And he wouldn't escalate the call because it was kind of clear that we figured that he's probably like one escalation away from getting fired because he doesn't know what he's doing. Messed up a bunch of stuff. And then we finally got connected to somebody who like took care of it like right away. But in all, I think we contacted them 4 times, so like an hour a pop, and they couldn't figure out how to do it. And then they put this person on who did it in like, I don't know, 10 minutes. But yeah, unnecessary customer service issues. All I'm asking is, I'm asking to have the things that you advertise, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that just means that Camelback Toyota, we won't go there anymore. We want to buy a new car pretty soon again, and we'll just, if we buy a Toyota, we'll buy it from the closest Toyota that's not associated with them.
Or we could just buy an old truck from that guy on the hill like 40 minutes away.
Over there at Prescott, yeah, we go buy an old truck and fix it up. We could do that too.
Yeah,
Yep.
not too far away.
So yeah, they send us a flyer and they lose our business. All right. I don't know if people are all that super excited about all that stuff, but what else are we doing right now? We are adding some iron to our daily routine. What do you got there? So what have you been up to?
Weightlifting
Weightlifting.
with Dad.
Yep.
We're not lifting heavy yet, though.
What's that?
We're not lifting heavy yet, though.
We are not lifting heavy yet. That's right.
We're
'cause
doing
you're
technique.
technique, because you want to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like lifting weights?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you think your technique is?
So right now there's some things that I need to work on, like, what's that one where you kind of like open your arms, like,
Yeah, you want to work on the way you do your lateral delts.
yeah.
Yep, you want to bend over just a little bit, and you raise them up, and as you do, you turn your palms over, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like you're hugging a big bear, really big bear, so you don't put your arms too far out in front of you, right? But a little bit out there. Yep, and you're doing Arnold presses,
Yeah.
also known as like a military press, but with dumbbells. You're doing the I don't knows. Yep, doing shrugs. What else are you doing? What are those things called when you lay down flat on the bench and you...
A skull crusher?
Skull crushers. You're doing skull crushers.
What's the lateral? Is that
You're doing lateral delts. You're doing forward delts and
and then
Arnold press.
the one with the, like, forearm thing?
You're doing forearm curls and reverse curls, so you can kind of work on your grip, right?
Yeah.
Foundational things. But mainly, we're working on understanding the proper way to lift the weight so we don't hurt ourselves and so that we target the muscle that we're intending to target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're doing great, man. You're lifting heavier all the time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so when you're 12, we'll start thinking about adding some weight. And when your voice starts to get deep, or it starts to get kind of
We're gonna, like,
Peter
yeah.
Brady style voice, then
You get louder because of, like, puberty?
puberty. Yep. There's an episode of the Brady Bunch where Peter Brady goes through puberty. and they're singing at that time, and when it's time to change, you got to rearrange who you are and who you're gonna be. Sha la 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 na 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 na. It's a flashback for all the old people who are subscribed to our channel. Anyway, when that happens to you, then we know you got some testosterone rolling through the body, and we'll start lifting some weights then.
Oh, turn into man.
That's right, we'll get serious. All right, what else is going on? Hey, I'll tell you what. I hear this really ridiculous noise. I hear this wonderful sound coming from the other side of the house sometimes when you're playing Nintendo. It sounds like you pulled a game out of the past and you've been playing it lately. An all-time favorite.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey?
Mhm.
I think that's a solid game. I mean, that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah. Also, I have started a new file and have been playing through it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're collecting all the moons?
Yeah, because in my old file that has been around for like years now, all I've been doing is like trying to 100% the game.
Yeah, I think Mario Odyssey, I mean, that was a really cool game when it came out, and I still think it's a really cool game. I mean, the 3D kind of aspect of how you can move. I don't know if I'd ever want to play two-player with Cappy, like one person does the cap thing.
Yeah.
It seems, I mean, the idea of it seems fun, but coordination-wise, it's easier to play by yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Because it's also much easier to do trick jump by yourself because you have complete control.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about that game is that we'd play it, and then as you get into it and in different levels, you discover there's other things you can do, and you can go back to the previous levels and add those in and stuff. There's like a lot of hidden stuff in that game. Yeah, it's really, you get your money's worth out of that one. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, cool, man. You getting all the what do you call the things you collect? The
moons.
Yeah, the power moons.
Yeah.
Is each one called a power moon, or is that the collection of 3 you get when you defeat those dudes?
Each one is called a power moon, and the 3 is a multi-moon.
A multi-moon. Okay. Here comes a Toyota.
Let's hope it's not from Camelback.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. We can also hear the folks over here in the Crusade. They're getting a little louder and stuff. I mean, it's starting to cool off.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't believe they were out there when it was 115.
Yeah.
It's about, what, 101, 102 today.
Yeah. He dead?
Yeah.
I have plans where all of us try to do a speed run of Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah?
And try to get to the end of each kingdom in the fastest time, and the person who's done the fastest in all time will win.
Okay. When do you think you'll be ready to try the first, try to pilot that?
I think that we should do it like maybe in a month or so, maybe like after we go to Grandma's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can do that. We'll get back in later September, early October.
Yeah.
Try it out. All right, let's do that. So also, I've been hearing that you and Mem-Mom are working on a couple different series of books, right?
Yeah. We finished reading The Hobbit.
How was The Hobbit?
Pretty good.
Is it what you thought it was going to be?
No.
No? Was something cool about that? That's the one with Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's Bilbo up to?
He went with a bunch of dwarves and a wizard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does he go with Gandalf?
Yeah.
Does he go with Sam?
No.
No, there's no Sam. Does Sauron show up in that book?
Who?
Sauron? I think that's going to be in Lord of the Rings.
Who is Sauron?
Yeah, you'll figure that out. I don't want to spoil things for you. Do you know Gandalf's other name?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that on a future podcast.
I know that there's Gollum.
There is. So we'll talk about all that stuff because there's a whole lot of other details you'll get into. So you finished The Hobbit, and you're also, I saw are you rereading Narnia?
Yeah, I'm reading from my favorite to my least favorite.
Okay. So not reading it in order then?
No.
No.
I read book 3, my favorite, The Horse and His Boy. Now I'm already on page, I think I started reading about yesterday, and I'm already on page 52 out of about, 220 or something like that. of Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I don't know how long it is, but I know that I'm pretty far in the book already.
That's cool, man. That's great. It's great to read, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch movies. It's fun to watch TV shows, but it's also great to read because you can kind of use your imagination to make it even cooler than they
Yeah.
can make on the TV. Have you all started Lord of the Rings?
No.
No.
Still have to get the fourth book. We tried going to the library to see if there's a fourth book, but they don't have it.
Okay, so that's their next plan, though, is to read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool, man. Cool. As you titled our episode here is the preseason episode. Should we talk about fantasy football?
Yeah.
Because you did help me on one of the teams. I won both leagues last year. I was the champion of both my fantasy
I
football
want to
leagues.
make my own league.
You want to make your own league? Better hurry up
Yeah.
because draft is on Monday. So we'll have to put something together real fast.
Okay, you're
Cool.
going as your name, the Ted Lasso thing.
He's here, he's there.
Yeah.
Usually that, or I use Next.
What do
my
you mean
name.
Next?
I've been using Next for 30 years. As in, like, I play you and then Next, because I crushed you.
You
Only-
definitely would do that in like every game.
Well, you never know. Only Uncle Coots Magoots would know about that.
Next.
Next. So so fantasy football's starting up, and so we're gonna have to do our draft on Monday. We can slap a league together real quick, or like dads and kids, or dads and moms and kids and stuff like that. We can do something like
Yeah.
that. All right, that's cool. Yeah, so we're getting ready to do that. Look at the draft and figure out who we want to pick in different places. Do you remember the first time you participated in the draft? It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You won the league, and you picked all your players based on their names.
What do you mean?
I mean that you just happened to pick who you thought was the best kicker, and you picked a guy named Harrison from the Kansas City Chiefs because his last name is Butker, and you thought that was hilarious that the guy's name was Butker. This week you're going to hit a major milestone. What's that?
7 days of Duolingo?
1,000 days at Duolingo. You're studying English?
Spanish.
Spanish. What's the difference between 1 day of Duolingo and 1,000 days of Duolingo?
Eventually it kind of gets boring.
Kind of gets boring.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more advanced too, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
eventually you have to do the same things because you reach the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, Duolingo only goes so far.
yeah. Before we wrap it up, we got a couple things we got to do. First, it's time for
The joke of last week.
the joke of last week.
I finally got it.
You got it right. So the joke of last week was, what happened when the cheese shop exploded? What happened when the cheese shop exploded? We had that joke specifically to commemorate the fact that you ate about a pound of cheese, and we were worried about if it was going to back you up or not. So what happened when the cheese shop exploded? It's really an appropriate punchline, because your favorite cheese is?
Brie.
Brie. What happened when the cheese shop exploded? Debris was everywhere. There you go. That was the joke
Of last week.
of last week.
And this is the noisy policeman.
This is the noisy policeman who's going to probably set off his siren or something like that because they're watching the battle and not paying attention to the podcast. We can invite them over if you want to, too. So now it's time for
The joke of this week.
the joke of this week. The joke of this week is, why did the dinosaur cross the road? Why did the dinosaur cross the road? That's the joke of this week. You think about it. The subscribers will let us know in the comments section what they think the punchline is. And next week we'll talk about the punchline to, why did the dinosaur cross the road?
I'm gonna try to get to the other far side.
Oh, that's not bad. There you go. We'll add that as one of the possibilities. All right. So I guess you know what time it is now. How we always end our show.
Yeah.
We go to questions from our subscribers.
More like questions from them, Mom.
More like questions from Mem Mom.
Question.
Yep.
The subscriber is, who do you predict will win the Super Bowl and why?
Ooh, who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Well, is it want or going to?
Well, who we want to win the Super Bowl is always the same every year.
Yeah.
Right. The Seahawks.
What I want it to be is
See.
the Seahawks versus the Dolphins, but I know it's
Did you leave me hanging?
Hawks.
There you go. You want it to be the Seahawks versus the Dolphins?
Yeah.
It could be.
I know that's probably gonna be the Chiefs versus like the Seahawks, or like it's always the Chiefs. So
Well,
it's like,
let's take it in stride, right? So we'll take it in stride here. First off, there's the AFC. The Chiefs look good. They didn't really lose anybody. They picked up a couple other fast kids. I mean, they look really good. I mean, who's going to battle against the Chiefs? I don't know if the Bengals are going to be strong or not. We'll see if Joe Burrow is over his injury.
You know what team I really want to win?
What's that?
The number 1 is the Seahawks, and number 2, the Lions.
I like the Lions. I like Dan Campbell and what he's got going on there. But let's talk about the AFC for just a second, right? So the Chiefs are tough. Bengals, maybe if Joe Burrow's over his injury. Ravens, always looking pretty good. I don't know. I mean, the Dolphins, I like the Dolphins. They you like the Dolphins because for one reason and one reason only, right?
A few reasons.
What's your main reason you like the Dolphins? You're laughing. We both know what it is. Because the coach curses all the time. You liked it when he was on HBO. I think the Chiefs, like you, are going to be in the Super Bowl. And then from the NFC, the Lions, the 49ers maybe. Always want the Seahawks to be in there.
Yeah.
But I think the same 4 teams are looking tough again this year, too.
Yeah, but also, I think that it was just really sad when the Lions were so close to being able to play in the Super Bowl, but the 49ers beat them.
I think that's true, too. I think it might be a rematch, Chiefs 49ers. It could also be Chiefs Lions. But I don't know that I bet on anybody else right now.
Seahawks?
I mean, I love the Seahawks. It's just a massive rebuilding year for us. So
a lot of people being traded out.
Do we think that the Chiefs are gonna win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for like 3 years straight.
Yep. Got a wave by the police there.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I think they're gonna three-peat. So there you go. That's our question from subscriber. All right. Does that wrap it up for this week's episode?
Grandma.
What about Grandma?
We're going to her house soon.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back up to visit Grandma again for Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do a podcast maybe from up there.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well done. Boom. Well done, my mom. Boom. Woohoo! All right. Who's gonna win the battle? All right. Ugh.